Now announcing the lineup for the Boulder Collegians, presented by Coach Tony Virgo. Batting first, number 4, the center fielder from Morganville, California, Diego Castellanos. Batting second, number 18, the catcher from Carlsbad, California, Brett Williams. Batting third, the left fielder from Brighton, Colorado, Alex Martinez. Batting fourth, number 19, the third baseman, Isaac Sobieschek. Batting fifth, number 3, the second baseman from Eagle, Idaho, Chase Fielding. Batting 6, number 5, the first baseman from Boulder, Derek Woolwine. Batting 7, and number 11, the right fielder from Castle Rock, Colorado, Zane Zinicola. Batting 8, number 8, the designated hitter from Broomfield, Luke Blackman. Batting 9, number 12, the shortstop from Fort Collins, Shane Crow. And pitching for your Boulder Collegians from Parker, Colorado, number 13, Max Stanley.
All right, we are live here from Scott Carpenter Park for today's ball game between your Boulder Collegians and the Fort Collins Foxes. I'm Alex Clark, your broadcaster today, as we get ready for today's special 9-inning affair between your Boulder Collegians and Fort Collins Foxes. Normally a doubleheader, late changer, making it a single 9-inning game here, and we're going to see something special here today, folks. We have 2 pitchers that are going to be making their Fort Collins Foxes debut here, as Max Stanley will be on the bump here to lead things off for Boulder, but we'll also see the first pitching appearance of Carter Swan on the season, I'm being told. But now we get ready for baseball, as Fort Collins will have Larry Haskins, Nuri Todd, Jeremy Wright, Phoenix West, Nick Bertucci, Aiden Krause, JJ Fontana, Mike Santos LaPlaca, and Cole Barta for their starting lineup.
Now batting number 1, the shortstop, Larry Haskins.
So Larry Haskins comes up here to face off against Max Stanley, making his debut today for the Collegians. As the first pitch on the way is a high pop-up foul as the count goes to 0-1, and we are underway. First pitch at 6:07 p.m., 84 degrees, a sunny, partly cloudy sky here in beautiful Boulder, Colorado. As Stanley, next pitch on the way is a low slider taken for a strike as the count goes to 0-2, called by Shane Iacovetta. As it looks like there actually may have just been a bit of a fender bender behind us. Hopefully everyone's okay. Next we have a foul ball to the right side. Keeps the count right where it's at 0-2. No score here, top half of the first inning between Fort Collins and Boulder. 2-0 the count. Next pitch on the way. Misses way outside on the fastball. Count goes to 2-1. For Max Stanley out of BYU, 6'3", 185 pounds. He's got a fastball, a knuckle curve, a slider, and a changeup. He's now ready. The 1-2 on the way. Way inside, and that gets Haskins. So Haskins will take the painful way to first base, as he now will stand on with a man aboard. That's going to bring up Nuri Todd, the second baseman.
Now batting number 34, the second baseman, Nuri Todd.
But yeah, so Nuri Todd now comes up. We're runner on at first base. And nobody out, top half of the first inning again. Just one game today, a 9-inning one. Next pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside. Count goes to 1-0. Defensively for your Collegians from left to right, you've got Martinez, Castellanos, and Zenicola in the outfield. Sobieschek, Crow, Hildy, Woolwain around the infield, with Williams doing the catching right now for Max Stanley. As the 1-0 pitch now on the way. A changeup taken on the outside part of the plate. Count goes now to 1-1. For the first time we're seeing Max Stanley. Just got his uniform today, in fact. Look over to first now, make it 2. The 1-1 on the way is in the dirt. Good block there by Williams as the runner on first. Haskins faked like he was going to steal, but holds off on it as the count now goes to 2-1. Defensively, Brett Williams, the catcher, has not been the team's best defensive catcher, but offensively has 100% been one of the best players on the team. As the next pitch taken for a ball, count goes to 3-1. But it's been clear to see the improvements that he's been making over the course of the season. Calling balls and strikes today is Shane Iacovetta, Larry May on the base paths. Another look around, 3-1 count. Next pitch on the way. Misses that one high. So a free pass there for Nuri Todd as Haskins will trot over to second base. And now that's going to bring up first baseman in Jimmy Wright to the dish.
Now batting number 25, the first baseman, Jimmy Wright.
So Jimmy Wright now the right-handed hitting first baseman. Coming up to hit with 2 men on and nobody out, top half of the first inning. As Stanley looks around, the first pitch on the way to him and misses a little bit high on the fastball. Count goes to 1-0. Max Stanley going to be focusing is like his fastball, trying to locate it here today. Doesn't have a lot of velocity, will sit somewhere in the 80s. As now Brett Williams going to go out and go take a quick moment to go talk to his new pitcher. Folks, like to remind you, again, a thank you to one of our sponsors, an Alpine Bank. Again, a official sponsor of your Boulder Collegians. So now we're trying again here, the count of 1-0. They're on right. Look around, another look around as Hildy makes a big turn to second. Next pitch swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-1. No score between the Foxes and the Collegians yet, top half of the first inning. Last time these two teams faced, it was the offensive slugfest of a century as next pitch is fouled off to the right, brings the count out of 1-2. Fort Collins ended up winning that game 15-13 in a game where in the second inning alone, between both teams, 18 runs were scored. So much offense on both sides. It eventually went into extra innings, tied at 13 before Fort Collins won it in extras. This is now the 1-2 on the way. Is the slider hit ground ball. Sobieschek has it. Throws over to second for 1. The relay to first, and it is in time for the double play, says base umpire Larry May, and that is going to be a nice 5-4-3 to get things going here in the first.
Now batting number 9, the designated hitter, Phoenix West.
So now Phoenix West comes up to the dish here in the first, as now maybe it's a new life here for Max Stanley with only 1 man on, although he's only 90 feet away. Stanley, the righty, wind up the kick, the fire, the fastball misses outside. Count goes to 1-0. Working from a modified wind up here with a runner on at third. Next pitch on the way. Misses for ball 2, 2-0. Now the count. But an absolutely beautiful day here in Boulder. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm expecting a lot of offense in this game. Maybe it's from what happened last time. Next pitch taken for a strike on the outer half. Count goes to 2-1. But also watching batting practice for both teams, the ball just kept carrying and carrying. And I know they talk about Colorado, the ball just seems to fly. Well, that may be evident today. We'll see. The 2-1 on the way is lined into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Scoring from third is Larry Haskins. The ball is fielded by Zane Zenicola, thrown into Hildy, and that will give the Fort Collins Foxes a leadoff run here in the first. A run in here in the first inning. It's 1-0 now with Fort Collins ahead.
Now batting number 32, the right fielder, Nick Bertucci.
It's now Nick Bertucci comes up here in a 1-0 game here in the first inning. It's not very often we see Fort Collins, actually we see Boulder trailing early in a ball game here, but here we are. But remember in this one, 9 innings, not 7. So this one can go a bit longer. Next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed as the count now goes to 0-1. I mean, it may not be too much of a surprise between these two as, again, the last time that these two faced off, and this went into the 8th inning before finally, and although the 8th inning was an extra inning at that point. His next pitch, a slider taken for a strike, as now Bertucci quickly behind 0-2. 1-0 your score, top half of the first inning. Runner on at first base, Phoenix West got the RBI single to drive in Larry Haskins. Stanley now ready the 0-2. Misses outside as that one's in the dirt. Count goes to 1-2. One thing about Stanley, we're probably going to see a lot of pitchers today. I say that because I've already been told by Coach Rucco here that Stanley's going to be on a pitch count today and likely only to do 1 inning, just trying to get him going here. But we also are expected to see the debut of Carter Swan, who's been here for most of the time, but been working through an arm issue. As next pitch, a curveball fouled off right behind home plate. So that keeps the count right where it's at, 1-2. And I don't know about you guys, but I had a bit of a vision there of the ball just dying on that tosser coming right here into the press box. So we'll put back in play by Shane Yokoveta. Look over to first, the 1-2 on the way. Misses outside, 2-2, now a level count. As now we take another look here for Max Stanley, runner on first base, the designated hitter, Phoenix West. 1-0 the score. For top half of the first inning, 2-2 the count. Next pitch on the way. It's fouled off to the right side. That one will find its way into the little grass area there. Keeps the count right where it's at, 2-2. Boulder coming into this game 18-4 here, as Fort Collins coming into today's game 13-11. Boulder's been on a large hot streak, but again, the Arvada Elite games still loom large in their minds, losing both of those games. The 2-2 on the way. Ground ball right back up the middle. This is going to be a base hit, diving over by Hill. He can't get to it as center fielder Diego Castellanos fields it and throws it in. It's a 2-out single for Nick Bertucci here in the top half of the first inning.
Now batting number 4, center fielder, Aiden Krause.
So now Aiden Krause comes up, the center fielder, after back-to-back singles given up by Max Stanley. As we can definitely see Carter Swan warming up in the bullpen. Looks like he's going to be the next one to come in the top half of the second, but they're expecting Stanley to finish out this inning at the least. Look around a second. Next pitch on the way. A fastball just catches the outside corner. Count goes to 0-1. Shane Yakoveta liked that one. But now Stanley taking the long look in, 6'3", tall frame. Look around at second. The next pitch on the way. It swung on and missed off a low changeup. 0-2 is now the count. Stanley still looking for his first Collegians strikeout. The 2 runners on here for Fort Collins. As Stanley now set, gets a sign from Williams. Couple looks around as Hildy gets back into position. Next pitch on the way. Goes high for strike 3. It gets him looking, and that will end the inning. So 1 run off of 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. It's Fort Collins 1 and Boulder coming up.
Now batting number 4, center fielder, Diego Castellanos.
All right, bottom half of the first inning as Diego Castellanos leads things off here for Boulder in the bottom half of the first inning, down 1-0. Well, everyone, I'm Alex Clark, your broadcaster for today's ball game. As now in the bottom half of the first inning, Diego Castellanos batting .458 here for St. Mary's College of California. First pitch on the way is taken for a ball. Misses that one as the count goes to 1-0. But Diego Castellanos has been a big power guy for this team in the leadoff spot today as the next pitch, a fastball taken for a strike, count goes to 0-1. The lineup for the Boulder Collegians looks like this. They lead off with Diego Castellanos, followed by Brett Williams, Alec Martinez, Isaac Sobieschek, followed by Chase Hildy and Derek Woolwine with Zane Zinicola, Luke Blackman, and Shane Crow. Rounding out the starting 9 as the next pitch taken for a ball. Count goes to 2-1. As the pitcher on the mound, Cooper Corcoran. Lefty on the bump. The 2-1 pitch on the way is lined right back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. A leadoff single for Diego Castellanos gets things started in the bottom half of the first inning.
Now batting for your Collegians, number 18, the catcher from Carlsbad, California, St. Mary's College, Brett Williams.
So now here comes up the hero of one of the last 2 games here for Boulder against the Colorado Springs Cutthroats, as this is now Brett Williams, who hit the walk-off home run in game 1 of the doubleheader. Now comes up to the plate with a man on at first and a nobody out. 1-0 ball game with Fort Collins ahead. Defensively for Fort Collins around the outfield, you got Barta, Krause, and Pertucci. Next pitch on the way, misses low as count goes to 1-0. Infield is Santos LaPlaca, Haskins, Todd, Wright, and Fontana, with Cooper Corcoran doing the pitching today. Brett Williams batting an astounding .488 on the season. 1-0. Ground ball down third base line. That's a foul ball. It was just barely foul. Now, up here in the press box, we thought, hey, that might have actually been a fair one, but there's a shade of chalk that made it look maybe like it was a. Also, honestly, a good call there by Shane Yakavetta there. 1-1 the count here on Williams here out of St. Mary's University, Carlsbad, California. Man on at first, Diego Castellanos here. And Williams at the dish. Next pitch on the way. An off-speed misses high outside, but he's counting down to 2-1. Williams' 1 home run on the season was the walk-off home run against the Cutthroats last time here at Scott Carpenter Park. So now looking again, Corcoran keeps an eye on Castellanos on at first. The next pitch on the way is fouled off to the right. Oh, that one, apologize for the ooh there. That hit the light pole and actually hit directly one of the lights. And then bounced right back down. I mean, that's precision right there. Talk about light tower power, but I don't think Joey Gallo would be as proud. So, runner on at first to try it again now, 2-2. The counter on Williams. Over 25 pitches for Max Stanley in the first inning. Next pitch on the way, taken outside for a ball, and going into second base without a throw is Diego Castellanos. So he gets a stolen base. Count runs full on Williams. But 26 pitches thrown for Max Stanley here, so more than likely that's going to be his only inning here, as we also see Carter Swan, I believe. Actually, also looks to be Nick Willems as well. So more than likely going to see Carter Swan at some point today, but I think Nick Willems might be coming in first. So look over to second base here for Corcoran. The next pitch on the way misses for ball 4, so a walk for Brett Williams here. That puts him on at first. That'll bring up Alec Martinez.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 9, the left fielder from Brighton, Colorado, attending Metro State, Alec Martinez.
So now Alec Martinez coming up to the dish, batting .429. One thing I want to make a quick note on here is over at first base, you know what? Here, TJ Newman is going to come out and run for him. So now Alec Martinez at the dish. Newman running on at first. The next pitch on the way. A slider taken for a strike. Count goes to 0-1.
Pinch running TJ Newman, first base.
Courtesy running, but yes. Yeah. But now again for Martinez here out of Brighton, Colorado, Metro State University, where Boulder will be playing a couple games down there. Next on the way. Misses for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. One thing on Williams, real quick over, he was on first, is now TJ Newman. He was talking to me before the game that he was really working on his walk rate. He's only has 2 walks on the season out of 50 plate appearances, but that is his 3rd on the season now. So you know what? Hey, put in the extra effort. I like to see it. 1-1 to count now on Martinez. The next pitch on the way. Ground ball. And diving effort for the first baseman right. That's a base hit. Rounding third. Hey for home now is Castellanos. A throw to the plate is not in time. An RBI single for Alec Martinez. And now this ball game is tied up at 1-1.
Now batting number 19, third baseman from Villa Park, Illinois, attending Bradley University, Isaac Sobieschek.
So now Sobieschek comes up with runners at the corners and nobody out. Here, Alec Martinez at bat, honestly, a very quick at bat for him. He only has 2 homers on the season and add another RBI to that total after that single. Now Sobieschek up out of Bradley University, Val Park, Illinois. Next pitch on the way, misses outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. So it'll be the third baseman, the team's everyday third baseman. Batting .351 and an on-base percentage of .472 and OPS of over 1,000 at .1069. Quite nice indeed. As the look around, the 1-0 pitch on the way is swung on and missed on the off-speed pitch. Count goes to 1-1. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the YouTube stream of this game between the Fort Collins Foxes and your Boulder Collegians. If you'd like to interact with the stream, go ahead and leave a comment. We highlight comments. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hopes, dreams, go ahead and put it in the comment section. Next pitch on the way is fouled off to the right side. Brings the count now to 1-2. But a 1-1 ball game here on the bottom half of the first inning. As Isaac Sobieschek is up to the plate. 6'2", 205. And get this as well, 8 walks so far on the season at 72 plate appearances. That makes it for an 11.1% walk rate. The next pitch misses high for ball 2 as the count now goes to 2-2. Runners on at first and third. TJ Newman on at third. Alec Martinez on at first. Again, Newman, the courtesy runner for Brett Williams. Lefty Corcoran, next pitch on the way is a hit and run. Grab ball as the shortstop can't get to it. Haskins, that's going to be an error. Throws over to first, and there will be no throw. As scoring on the play is TJ Newman. That is going to be an E6 here on the play. So it does give Boulder the lead, though, 2-0.
Now batting number 3, the second baseman from Eagle, Idaho, attending St. Mary's College, Chase Hildy.
So Chase Hildy comes up after the E6 that lets Sobieschek on, and Brett Williams to score. Alec Martinez now on at second. So the run is unearned as the next pitch is taken for a ball just inside on the curve. Count goes to 1-0. 2-1 is the score. Here, 1-0 the count. Look around here. A couple looks now for Corcoran taking off. Now is Martinez. He's going to throw down. Now throw down to second. The tag's applied, and it got him. A delayed steal there for Isaac Sobieschek. So he's caught stealing, but Alec Martinez steals third base. So now with 1 out, there's a runner on at third. I think there may have been a bit of a delay of communication there, as the count is now 2-0 here on Hildy. Next pitch on the way. A high pop-up into left field. This could work as a sacrifice fly. Is there is Barda. He's there, and he makes the catch. Now, coming in from third home is Alec Martinez, and he will score. So that's a sacrifice fly for Chase Hildy. As now it's going to bring in the first baseman, Derek Woolwine. 3-1 score.
Now batting number 5, the first baseman from Boulder, and Northeast Community College, Derek Woolwine.
So now Derek Woolwine, the first baseman, comes up with a 3-1 ball game as Boulder's already scored 3 runs here in the first inning. Talk about making sure that if you give up one, you continue to fight back from there as the next pitch and off speed misses for a ball. Count goes to 1-0 now on Woolwine. One of the hometown kids, Woolwine out of Boulder, Colorado, attending Northeast Community College. Next pitch on the way. Is a slider taken for a strike as that one catches the outer half of the plate. 1-1 now the count. But 3-1 is your score. Next pitch on the way is a ground ball as that one will go foul and fielded cleanly, might I add, by the Coach Joe Barger, excuse me. So, yeah, showing off good defense for his own team there. The count now 1-2 here on Woolwine. As Corcoran now with the bases empty and 2 outs. Next pitch on the way is swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will end the innings. But 3 runs come across, only 2 earned here for Boulders. We head to the top half of the second. Our score is 3-1.
Okay, I'm sorry, it says 4-1. The catcher, JJ Fontana.
3-1 your score here in the top half of the second inning. As now that will bring up here JJ Fontana, the catcher, to the dish. So we still have Max Stanley on the bump here. Next pitch on the way is lined right to the shortstop, but he can't get to it. That's Crow. That's a leadoff base hit for Fontana. That one was hit hard on the button there. So 1 pitch and 1 single here given up by Max Stanley here in the top half of the second inning.
Now batting for the box is number 12, the third baseman, Mike Santos La Placa.
Looks like we're also getting a courtesy runner here on at first. We can't see a number on them just yet. We'll get that for you in just a minute. As now that will bring up Mike Santos La Placa to the bump. Excuse me, to the dish here as Max Stanley ready. The next pitch on the way is an off speed that finds the bottom part of the zone. Count goes to 0-1. Once we have a number on the runner on at first base, we will let you know. Courtesy running for the catcher. Looks to be number 14 here as Max Stanley's next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed on the changeup. Count goes to 0-2. If it's 14, that's going to be Walker Emmons doing the courtesy running here. But now Max Stanley here looking in. Next pitch on the way. Way inside, almost gets him. Count on goes to 1-2 on Santos La Placa.
Walker Emmons, number 14, courtesy runner.
But now with a count of 1-2, 1-2 count here on Mike Santos La Placa, the third baseman today. Next pitch. Tries the outside corner. Does not get the call. Count goes to 2-2. 3-1 your score. Top half of the second inning. Here as right now, Santos La Placa battling against Max Stanley now in his second inning of work. Next pitch on the way. Curveball is fouled off. That one hung just a little bit, but gets away with it there. The count now retains at 2-2. We're expecting right now a couple of different pitchers here for today's game. I've been told that Nick Willems will get time, as well as the debut of Carter Swan. Next pitch on the way. A curveball that gets the outside corner for strike 3. Great strikeout there for Max Stanley, his second strikeout of the day. That's going to bring in the left fielder in Cole Barda.
Now batting in the ninth spot, number 10, the left fielder, Cole Barta.
So Cole Barta coming up to hit with one out here in the top half of the second inning. Runner on at first. Walker Emmons, the courtesy runner for J.J. Fontana, led off with a single. Stanley now, next pitch on the way. Shows bunt, pulls it back. That one's in the dirt. Good block there by Williams. Brings the count to 1-0. 3-1 your score, with Boulder taking an early lead here in this ball game. Fort Collins getting 1 run off of the single from Phoenix West, but Boulder getting 3 runs off of a couple of hits and a sac fly. Next on the way. It's taken for a strike on the fastball. 1-1 now levels out the count. But we're expecting to see, it looks like right now that Nick Willems is there and throwing in the Boulder bullpen, as now we have a quick pick off to first, but nothing doing. As Walker Emmons gets back in safely. Now another long look in. Next on the way. Way inside the fastball. That one gets away from the catcher. Taking off now is Emmons. Throw down to second base, but there's going to be no throw from Williams. So that will be a passed ball advancement there for Emmons. So not a stolen base. That's going to be a passed ball assessed on that one, I believe, to Williams. But now a count of 2-1 here on Barda. Next on the way. Shows bunt again. Tries to get it down. It gets fouled into the glove. Now throw it back down to second base. And 9 times there's a mini collision there, but it looks like everyone's okay as Shane Crow went over him just a little bit there. Brings the count now to 2-2 as that one was fouled into the glove of the catcher Williams. 3-1 your score, top half of the second inning. Temperature still at a nice 84 degrees. Now another pick over to first, but the Dozy gets back in without even so much as a dive. So still 2-2 the count here. On now it looked like there was maybe a little bit of miscommunication there between Stanley and Hildy, as Hildy came back a little early. The next pitch on the way, a curveball that tries the inside corner, does not get the call. Count now runs full, 3-2. Shane Iacovetta does not like that inside pitch. We've seen it a couple times there. He's been all right a little bit more, but that one maybe just a little too far, especially with the breaking ball. One out here in the inning. Next pitch on the way. Misses outside for ball 4, so a walk here. The second walk on the day here for Max Stanley, as that'll put Barda on at first, and that'll flip the lineup card back to the top here for Larry Haskins, but I think that's going to be it here for Max Stanley, as Coach Tony Rucco is coming out to talk with his pitcher. We'll see if this ends up being the end of it today, but in the meantime, we're going to take a moment to thank some of our sponsors here for today's game. We would like to especially thank Alpine Bank for your continued support, as well as the Boulder. Boulder Collegians would like to thank Hazel's Beverage World and WK Real Estate, as well as Stretch Zone of Boulder, all amazing sponsors of your Boulder Collegians. Looks like Stanley's going to stay in the game. Looks like it's may have just been more of a wellness check there on the pitcher, Stanley. So now runners on at first and second, one out. 3-1 your score, top half of the second. Next pitch on the way is in the dirt for a ball to Larry Haskins. Count now goes to 1-0. Haskins' last time up was hit by pitch. Would eventually score is the one run on the day so far for Fort Collins. A couple looks around, next pitch on the way. It's a high pop-up, may still be playable, foul territory. That was finding its way towards the thing as the catcher Williams is trying to, it's like Slicer can't get to it, but Woolwine there is trying to say that the batter on deck and Nuri Todd was in his way and it should be interference. But home plate umpire Shane Iacovetta says that there was no intentional interference on that one, so that'll just be a foul ball strike there for Larry Haskins. Both one out here in the inning. Here now's Max Stanley looking in. A quick look around at the runner. Over on second, making two looks. Next pitch on the way. It's foul right behind the plate. That one will find its way. And a good catch by a young man in purple there at the front. Gives the ball to a young girl behind him. That was a good catch as that ball just kind of rode off the top of the fencing there and then found its way over to a fan who made a good catch on it. 1-2 the count. As Stanley will now do a pickoff over to second. Hildy there saying that, hey, he's got too far of a lead. You need to keep him a bit more honest. 3-1 the score, top half of the second inning. Remember, this is a 9-inning game as opposed to the normal 7-inning game. This 7-inning game that these teams usually play as the next pitch taken for a ball. Count goes to 2-2. Also, if you would like to help your Boulder Collegians with their trip to Wichita for the NBC World Series, making sure that they actually can make the trip over there, make sure you go to bouldercollegians.com where you can buy merch or just donate if you want to help the cause. Next pitch is fouled off to the right side. Count goes to count stays at 2-2. Whether or not you want to donate or you want to buy merch, they've got great stuff as well as hats, shirts, shorts, card magnets, fun stuff there that you can all buy. And I got to tell you, it's mighty comfy and mighty stylish. 2-2 the count. Next pitch on the way. It's swung on and missed for strike three. A third strikeout on the day here for Max Stanley. And the second out of the inning as Nuri Todd comes up to the plate.
Now batting number 34, the second baseman, Nuri Todd.
So Nuri Todd, who's getting his first at-bat potentially. Here he walked his first time at the plate, but was cut out at second off of a 5-4-3 double play. So now standing with two outs here in the inning, both of you have the strikeout. Next pitch on the way, tries the outside corner on the fastball, gets the call from Iacovetta. Count goes to 0-1. I'll say one last thing on the merchandise stuff. I'm wearing both the hat and the athletic shirt here, and they look good and they feel good. I haven't walked with as much swagger for a while. The 0-1 misses outside as the count now goes to 1-1. Especially, I'll say, in the Colorado Heat, having an athletic shirt makes a difference. But now Stanley again with a 1-1 count. A look around at second. Another look again. Seems to be a bit of a pattern. The 1-1 is a fastball taken on the inner half of the plate. His count goes to 1-2 as Nuri Todd knew that one was a strike and just started walking away a little bit, trying to regroup himself. Another look around here at the runner. The 1-2 on the way. A curveball tries high. Does not get the call as the count goes to 2-2. As there's a bunny that has made its way onto the field. And what's funny is we know that bunny here. That bunny lives here at the field, right underneath everything. Hopefully he's okay, though. Next on the way. It's fouled off right behind home plates. That one goes into the fencing there. We'll try to get it 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A lead by 2 here in the second. The twos are wild. 3-1 the score at the top half of the second. Another look around here. Next pitch on the way. Misses outside, but a good snag there by Williams. Brings the count full now 3-2. All right, 2 walks here for Max Stanley in the game, as well as a hit by pitch. Well, one strike away from striking out the side. Another look over to second here. Payoff on the way. It's taken outside for ball 4 as the runners were taking off. There, Emmons will go to third. Barta will move to second, and Nuri Todd will take the trot to first, as that'll bring up Jimmy Wright, the first baseman.
Now batting number 25, the first baseman, Jimmy Wright.
So Jimmy Wright grounded into a 5-4-3 double play the last time he was up here, but now comes up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. A big opportunity here for the Fort Collins Foxes. The first pitch is a little light liner as the shortstop Crow goes for it and makes the grab, and that will end the inning. So no runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 3 men left on. We head to the bottom half of the second. Boulder leads at 3-1.
For the Foxes. The third baseman from Gila Park, Illinois, Isaac Sobieska. Oh, forgive me. Number 11, right fielder, Zane Zinicola.
Zane Zinicola ready to lead things off here for Boulder in the bottom half of the second inning. 3-1 is your score. As the next pitch on the way here to Zinicola is taken for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Zinicola out of Castle Rock, Colorado, University of Northern Colorado product. The 1-0 pitch now on the way. Taken for a strike on the fastball. 1-1. Now the count. But Zane Zinicola, his batting average has been improving. He's actually been on a bit of a tear lately. Finally has his batting average above the Mendoza line, the 1-1. Check swing, holds up on it as the count goes to 2-1. I was talking with him about it. He goes like, it's not a great thing that I'm finally batting above that, but and he's glad to at least just be batting above it. The OPS right now, 574, 10 strikeouts to 4 walks, and walking 8.3% of the time as next pitch misses for a ball. Count goes to 3-1. 3-1 also is your score right now in the bottom half of the second inning. As Boulder able to hold the Foxes scoreless in the top of the second. Next pitch on the way, swung on and missed as the count now runs full. 3-2 here on Zinicola. So looking back here now for Zinicola, it's lefty v lefty. Here's Zinicola, the right fielder. Next pitch is fouled off to the left side as that one should find its way into the large grass patch here. As long as it doesn't go onto Arapahoe, we should be good. But it keeps the count right where it's at, 3-2. So now, once again, the full count on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Second straight strikeout here for Cooper Corcoran. As now it's going to bring up the designated hitter and Luke Blackman.
Now batting number 8, the designated hitter from Broomfield, Colorado, 10 and Morningside University, Luke Blackman.
So Luke Blackman coming up to the dish here out of Morningside University, Broomfield, California. The next pitch on the way is lined in a deep left center field. That one might be gone, and goodbye, baseball! Luke Blackman, first pitch he sees, laces it into left center field. It is now 4-1 with Boulder ahead. He wasted absolutely no time on that one as he makes it a 3-run ball game.
For the next 5 minutes, $2 beers. For the next 5 minutes, $2 beers.
So now with a 4-1 lead, that's going to bring up here the shortstop is Shane Crow.
Number 12, the shortstop from Fort Collins, Shane Crow.
Shane Crow, the shortstop in today's ball game. You're coming up batting an even 500 in limited opportunities. The first pitch on the way to him is taken for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. For Luke Blackman, that is his third homer on the season. Now he has the team lead in home runs at 3. It's the 0-1 pitch on the way is taken for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. But Shane Crow is the shortstop in this game. Most of the time we see him at the catcher position, but today is at short with no Hunter Hirayama. As now we have a liner right back at the middle. Going for it is the second baseman. Todd, he can't get to it. That is going to be, I think on that one, that would be a base hit. We're going to give that as a base hit for Shane Crow here. As now it brings the top of the line to Diego Castellanos.
Now batting number 4, the center fielder from Morgan Hill, California, attending St. Mary's College, Diego Castellanos.
So Castellanos comes up 1-for-1 with a single, a run scored, and a stolen base to his credit so far. He was first run of the ball game here for your Collegians. They now lead it 4-1. Next pitch on the way. Misses outside. A good catch there by the catcher Fontana, as that one was a pick in the dirt. Count goes to 1-0. That one was a bit of an odd one trying to score because that was a hard play by Nuri Todd trying to make, and he had to range all of his way and just could not quite come up with, so figured as a single there for Shane Crow. 1-0 on the way. A curveball taken for a strike as the count now goes to 1-1 on Castellanos. One thing that's so impressive about Castellanos, he is so good about getting on first base and just about getting on base in general here. Right now has an on-base percentage of .577 as the next pitch taken for a strike. Count goes to 1-2. .577 is normally something you see for the slugging percentage, not on-base percentage. Like, go back to the movie Moneyball, the slugging percentage, the on-base percentage they were trying to find was about 362, I believe, as the next pitch is fouled off to the left side, keeps the count at 1-2, although Shane Crow is taking off on the pitch. And so now that he has that on-base percentage at .577 and OPS of 1119, he has been an amazing hitter here for the Collegians. So now he faced off lefty, even lefty got a base hit his last time up.
Ooh.
The 1-2 on the way. Misses outside as the count now goes to 2-2. But for Diego Castellanos here, but I think the other thing I'm really impressed about is his walk rates. He has a walk rate now of just shy of 20% of the time as the next pitch misses inside, makes the count full now, 3-2. 15 walks and 78 plate appearances. Here, makes it for 19.2% walk rate on the season. For a guy who is as good at the plate as he is, that is a great number to have. Taking off on the pitch against Crows. The next pitch misses outside for ball 4. So make it 16 walks on the season for Diego Castellanos as he makes it over to first base to Shane Crow on the second.
Now batting number 18, the catcher from Carlsbad, California, also attending St. Mary's College, Brett Williams.
So Williams now comes up here with runners on first and second. He walked his last time up, was only his third walk on the season. Over here, bottom half of the second inning, 4-1 is your score, and Boulder is threatening again here in the bottom half of the second inning with already 1 run in as the next pitch, a curveball. That one floats in for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Williams would come around to score, but he scored on the error by the shortstop Larry Haskins off the bat of Isaac Sobieschek. So an unearned run at that. Look over to second. The 0-1. Next pitch is another hit and run as that one is hit right into the Collegians dugout as everyone has to kind of duck, and everyone's like, come on, dude, what was that? As there was a few heart attacks maybe made over on the dugout.
$2 beers has ceased.
As there is a chorus of ahs from the audience hearing that the $2 beers after the big home run by Luke Blackman is now fully expired. But with how Boulder has been hitting, I would not be too surprised if that $2 beer promotion comes back pretty soon. Especially with Brett Williams now, who already does have a home run on the season. A big one at that. As the next pitch, a ground ball in the infield is the third baseman. Bobbles it. It's time to block it. Those the first in time for the out. So not an error on it as they still get the out, but the runners do advance. So it essentially works as a sack bunt.
Now batting number 9, the left fielder from Brighton, Colorado, and in Metro State, Alec Martinez.
So now Alec Martinez, the lefty two-way player, starting in left field today. Gets his chance now with runners on at second and third and a couple of outs as the next pitch swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-1. So with a score of 4-1 here, bottom half of the second inning. Here, Alec Martinez, also a big power hitter, has one of the most impressive home runs we saw during the last game. His next pitch misses high and tight. Here, as Martinez here has having to back out of the way. And trying to see whether or not it hit him or not, but it looks like he's fine. Looks like they may be saying it did hit him. And it looks like no, they're just going to say that it's a ball there for Martinez. So count now goes to 1-1. But Martinez. So with Martinez, he hit a home run against the Cutthroats that almost went into the ballpark past right field. It was absolutely amazing. As here we go, the next pitch is fouled off to the left side. Brings the count now to 1-2. The score 4-1 in the bottom half of the second inning. Martinez a big chance to drive in some runs with the speed on the base paths. Here, a single would give Boulder 2 more runs potentially. But a 1-2 count now to Martinez. The lefty next pitch swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will end the inning. But 1 run does come across off of the big home run by Luke Blackman. 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. We head to the top half of the third. Boulder now leads it, a score of 4-1.
For your Collegian. Now batting number 9, the designated hitter, Phoenix West.
Top half of the third inning now. Phoenix West getting to hit here for the Foxes. New pitcher on the mound, Nick Willems. So day is done for Max Stanley. Goes 2 innings, gives up 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, walked 3, and struck out 3. As now the 6'9" righty comes in. First pitch to Phoenix West is a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. Nick Willems out of Evergreen, Colorado. The 0-1 on the way. Ground ball down the first base line, taken easily by Derek Wollwine as he takes to the bag himself for the out here in the top half of the third inning. And now that'll bring up the right fielder, Nick Bertucci. I got it. You have food in your mouth here. I got you.
Bat number 32, right fielder, Nick Bertucci.
So Nick Bertucci comes up to the dish. He's 1 for 1 here. As our lovely PA announcer had a lot of hot dog in his mouth. If you're asking if you heard of me saying, hey, do you want me to say the name for you real quick? No, he's a professional at what he does. So now the first pitch on the way from Willems is taken for a ball. A little bit high. Looked kind of good to me. Count goes to 1-0. Northeast Community College product here is Willems, right-handed pitcher, 6'9", 225. The 1-0. Tries the outside corner, gets the call on that one as the count now levels at 1-1. On the season, 14 innings pitched for Willems, 4.5 ERA, a whip of 1.5. 14 strikeouts to just 9 walks. The 1-1 misses on the off speed. Count goes to 2-1. Opponent's hitting about 240 off of a record of 1-0. Comes in with a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, slider, a curveball, and a changeup. Now the 2-1. Slider misses inside. Count goes to 3-1. It was funny when talking about it. We were talking about his pitch mix, and he didn't say curveball. He said it kind of gets mixed up with the slider there. I can see why that one looked more like a curveball, but I could tell it was a slider. The 3-1 is fouled off to the right side into the roadway, so please, no kids, don't go after it. The count runs full, now 3-2. Nick Willems also has, honestly, probably one of the coolest achievements on the team this year so far, as he has thrown an immaculate inning. He threw that immaculate inning against the Greeley Grays earlier this season. The bottom half of the first inning came in just firing. The next pitch misses high for ball 4. So that is a walk here to Nick Bertucci, who gets on first base for the second time today, as now that'll bring up the center fielder and Aiden Krause to the dish.
Now batting number 4, the center fielder, Aiden Krause.
So Aiden Krause comes up. He struck out looking to end out the first inning. Now comes up with just 1 out and a runner on at first. As Willems look over at first base, the first pitch on the way is taken for a strike on that low outside corner. Count goes to 0-1. But 4-1 the score, top half of the third inning. Here, next pitch from Willems. A fastball finds that inside corner as the count now goes to quickly 0-2. It's very clear from, I think, anybody who has watched Willems pitch, his fastball is his best pitch, and by a lot. He is dominant. The fastball coming in at 92 at times. Next pitch misses high as the count goes to 1-2, a high changeup there. I didn't believe it myself at first until I saw the radar gun here during that immaculate inning he threw, where every fastball he had was between 90 and 92. His next pitch taken for strike 3 looking. Second time that Aiden Krause has gone down looking here in this game, and now that'll bring up the catcher and J.J. Fontana to the plate.
Now batting number 15, the catcher, J.J. Fontana.
So Fontana 1 for 1 on the day. He got a single to lead off the second inning. As Krause took a long time looking at the pitcher there. I don't think there's anything going on there, but he was understandably frustrated after striking out looking for the second time in a row, as the next pitch is fouled off to the left side, as that one will just barely clear the batting cages on the left side, brings the count out to 0-1. But Nick Willems has really shown times here where he has been absolutely on fire, and times where he's had a little trouble with his location. His next pitch misses high, throw down to second base on the steal attempt, and the ball goes a little bit away from the glove of Shane Crow. Good backup work there by Chase Hildy. But that's a stolen base here for Nick Bertucci. And the count now goes to 1-1 here on Fontana. So now runner on in scoring position for the Foxes here. Top half of the third inning, 4-1 the score. But now looking at again, Willems looks over to second once more. The 1-1 on the way is fouled off to the left side off the fastball, as that one hits a tree and then falls straight down. So it goes kind of into the warm-up area for Boulder. So now 1-2 the count here on Fontana. 2 outs, runner on at second. 4-1 the score, top half of the third inning. Willems' next pitch on the way is called strike 3, looking on the fastball, and he knew it. So no runs off of no hits, no errors, but one man left on as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. Boulder leads at 4-1 here on YouTube.
Number 19, the third baseman from Villa Park, Illinois, Isaac Sobieski.
Isaac Sobieski gets ready to lead things off here, bottom half of the third inning here as Boulder has a 4-1 lead here. Still Cooper Corcoran on the bump. The first pitch fastball finds that outside corner. The count goes 0-1. Sobieski got on via an error his last time up and then was caught stealing a bit of a delayed steal there. Maybe trying just to get the runner from third home. As Corcoran has to step off the rubber for a second, steps back on. Now ready, the 0-1 on the way. It's fouled off to the right side. Count now quickly 0-2 here now on Sobey. On the season for Sobieski, batting just under 350. Now is one of 3 players that have played in every, actually now make it only 2 players now that have played in every single game. The other one being Diego Castellanos. The 0-2 is in the dirt for ball 1. Count goes to 1-2. Hunter Hirayama was on that list until the last doubleheader against the Cutthroats, where he played in game 1, even after having an IV that morning, but did not get to play in game 2 as the 1-2 on the way misses in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2 the count as Sobieski had to kind of dance around to that one. Sobieski, though, impressively as well, an OPS of over 1,000 at 1069. The 2-2. A high pop-up as this one is going foul towards the stands. Everyone having to watch out as that one just gets past the stands here, as there's a few kids that are racing for it. And one in a light gray t-shirt finally gets it. So count stays at 2-2. That ball will be returned for a nice treat. 2-2. Is inside off of the curve as the count now goes full 3-2. So Yeschek has worked a big count out. Has worked it full. Here we go. Now the payoff on the way. Grumble right back up the middle. The shortstop Haskins can't get to it. That's a base hit. Corcoran thought he had a chance at it, tried to put his glove up, couldn't quite get there. So that's a leadoff single for Isaac Sobieschek.
Now batting number 3, the second baseman from Eagle, Idaho, attending St. Mary's College, Chase Hildy.
So now Hildy comes up here, 5'11" out of Eagle, Idaho, St. Mary's College, California. With Isaac Sobieschek on at first. Hildy, sac fly with an RBI his last time up. The next pitch hits him on the leg here, so he'll take a free trot over to first. Sobieschek moving on over to second base. That is the first hit by pitch of the day for Corcoran. Now that'll bring up Derek Woolwine.
Now batting for your Boulder Collegians, number 5, the first baseman from Boulder, Colorado, attending Northeast Community College, Derek Woolwine.
So steady Derek Woolwine comes up to the dish with nobody out, runners on at first and second. Lefty-lefty matchup here with Corcoran on the bump. The next pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside as the count goes to 1-0. For Woolwine, I talked to him a while back ago, and he was talking about his best moment here was really just getting the confidence to go out and knowing that he's the everyday first baseman, go out and play day in after day out. Next pitch is fouled off. Count goes to 1-1. Tells me a lot about his mentality, that he just loves to play the game, loves it when he has the confidence of the coaches in him as well. He's also been working more on trying to get a little extra backspin on his hits. Runners on first and second. Next pitch on the way. Tries the inside corner. Does not get the call. Count now 2-1 now on Woolwine. 4-1 your score. Bottom half of the third inning. As Boulder came out to a early lead after giving up 1 run in the top half of the first. Gets 3 in the bottom half of the inning. They have been playing strong baseball since. The next pitch on the way is a curveball that's taken for a strike. Count now level at 2-2. Curveball kind of hung that one in there, but started out looking like around the head of Woolwine before finally dipping into the zone. Runners on at first and second, a 2-2 on the way. Ground ball here as the first baseman lunges for it, gets it, throws to second, not in time. So that is an infield base hit here for Derek Woolwine as the bases are now loaded for Zane Zinicola. But we're going to have a pitching conference, it looks like, as Coach Joe Bergen is going to go out and go talk to his pitcher. Not sure if this is going to be it. And yep, that will be it. So we'll take a short break. When we come back, we will have the pitching change for you. You are watching today's baseball action on Boulder Collegians YouTube.
Colorado, Zane Zinicola.
So Zane Zinicola, Cooper Corcoran's day is done. 2 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. So far has given up 4 runs, but is responsible for all the runners as they can now go on a bunt play, and the ball is foul as the diving ever there by Fontana. There, everyone was taking off except for the runner on at first base, and Derek Woolwine here, and that one just barely fell foul. A great diving ever there by Fontana. This count goes to 0-1. What I was trying to say there is that Cooper Corcoran is still responsible for all the runners on base. As the new pitcher is Luke Ruby, right-handed pitcher coming to face off against Zane Zinicola, who's given the bunt sign there on the hit and run. A very aggressive play. The next pitch on the way misses a little bit high as the count goes to 1-1. I actually was talking with Coach Wake earlier here, as actually I had him on my podcast here first. We had to scrap the recording though, but he'll be on the next podcast. Next pitch on the way is lined into left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Scoring first on the play, Sobieschek, followed quickly by Hildy as the throw gets in. That is a 2 RBI single for Zane Zinicola, as now it is 6-1 with Boulder ahead.
Now batting for your Collegians, number 8, the designated hitter from Broomfield, Colorado, attending Morningside University, Luke Blackman.
So now Luke Blackman comes up, and I think everyone remembers what he did last time out. Took the first pitch he saw deep to left center field. So he's 1 for 1 today with an RBI. Comes up now with nobody out, and runners on first and second as the next pitch taken for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. For Blackman, one of the philosophies the coaching staff is teaching is that you can go after the first pitch as long as it is perfect and you're gambling on yourself on that one, as the next pitch taken for a strike on the outer half of the plate. Count goes to 0-2. And Blackman proved himself on that one with that home run he had earlier, but now is behind 0-2. Score now 6-1, bottom half of the third inning. Also very fun, Luke Blackman's theme song is Cool Young Luke. I think it's fun as the next pitch misses for ball 1. Count goes to 1-2. Blackman on this season does lead in a couple categories, but one in particular is hit by pitch. Has 11 on the season. The 1-2 is lined foul to the left side, as that one will find its way near the bank over there to the left, so that keeps the count right where it's at 1-2. Has 11 on the season, which is more than any of the other players doubled. Not the best way to be, but if it gets you on first base, it really helps out that on-base percentage of .534. The 1-2 is fouled off, so we keep it right back here, 1-2. You don't often see guys like Luke Blackman fall behind in counts. That he likes to swing early if he finds his pitch, but may just be good location there by the new pitcher, Luke Ruby. It's Luke versus Luke here in the bottom half of the third. 6-1 the score. Ruby looks around. The next pitch is lined into right, but going for it is the second baseman, Todd. He'll make the catch for the second out here of the inning, and that will, the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Shane Crow.
Now batting, number 12, the shortstop, Boulder Collegians, attending Colorado, makes Shane Crow.
So Shane Crow going up against the hometown team on this, as he's from Fort Collins. He's the shortstop in today's ball game. A single back in the second, now hits a liner, and that's going to go under the glove of the third baseman, Santos LaPlaca. That's going to be a single. Scoring first on the play is Woldwine, heading over to third. Then is Zane Zinicola, as he will get there safely. That's an RBI single for Shane Crow, his second base hit of the game, as now it is 7-1 Boulder.
Now batting, number 4, the center fielder from Morgan Hill, California, Diego Castellanos.
So Diego Castellanos comes up for the third time today. He is 1 for 1 with a single, a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. Ball game 7-1 with Boulder ahead. Only 1 out in the inning as the first pitch misses outside. Count goes to 1-0. Still only 1 out here. The little weak fly ball to the second baseman, and Nearly Todd is the next pitch taken for a strike. Throw down to second base. Here the tag is applied, and no tag does not get him, says the base umpire. And Larry Mann scoring on the play is the runner at third, Zane Zenicola. So now it's 8-1 with Boulder ahead. So technically an RBI there for Diego Castellanos there. As now with a 1-0 count here, that brings the score now to 8-1. Bottom half of the third inning. Now runner on at second base, Shane Crow with the stolen base. Next pitch on the way, tries the outside corner and gets the call. Count goes to 1-1. Runner on at second base here is Shane Crow. Normally a catcher, is that over at short today. Next pitch, 1-1. It's taken for a ball. Count goes to 2-1 now. One out here, 8-1 your score here in the bottom half of the third. Next on the way is a liner into deep left field. Going back for it is Kraus, as that one will bounce off the bounce off of the wall, as that I believe is going to be called a ground rule double on this, and that is an RBI here again, as Diego Castellanos gets his second RBI of the at-bats. Here it is now 9-1 with Boulder ahead.
Now batting number 18, the catcher from Carlsbad, California, Brett Williams.
So now Brett Williams comes up here as the entire Boulder team is hitting here in the third inning here. This is the 8th man to the dish here. Score now 9-1. Diego Castellanos on at second. The next pitch taken for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Castellanos a deep drive into left field there that bounced and then bounced over the wall for the ground rule double. But still was able to let the runner on second, Crow, score. The next pitch low in the dirt for ball 1-1 now the count. But Boulder off to a huge lead here, up now by 8. Maybe exercising some of their demons from earlier in the season, where they gave up 9 runs in the top half of the second against this team, as the next pitch misses for ball 2-1 the count. They did win the first game of that doubleheader, but that second game was basically a huge come from behind event for them, as they were down at one point 13-0. It's the 2-1. High pop-up going fouls. This one finds its way towards the stands. Brings the count now to 2-2. One out here in the inning, bottom half of the third inning. 9-1 your score, as Boulder has been on fire, scoring at least 1 in every inning. 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 5 so far in the third. Next pitch on the way is fouled off again right behind home plate, as that one sounds like maybe it goes off the top of the press box here. Count stays right where it's at, 2-2 here on Williams. But Williams has been the definition of consistent for this team when it comes to having a bat in his hands. Batting average is right around 500. As next pitch swung on and missed for strike 3, a very rare strikeout there for Brett Williams.
Now batting number 9, the left fielder from Brighton, Colorado, Metro State, Alec Martinez.
So Alec Martinez comes up with 2 outs, runner on at second base. 9-1 ball game here in the bottom half of the third inning. Now gets to face a righty. As I am the last 2 at-bats, he was off against lefty. His next pitch is fouled into the glove of Fontana. Count goes to 0-1. Martinez also represents the 9th batter to come to the plate here in this inning for Boulder, as Isaac Sobieschek is the man on deck who led off the inning with a single. 0-1 the count here on Martinez. Next pitch on the way is a broken background ball over to the second base, and Todd, he has those over to first, and it's in time for the out, and that will end the inning. But 5 runs come across here for Boulder as we head to the top half of the fourth. 9-1 is the score.
Third baseman, Mike Santos La Placa.
So Mike Santos La Placa is now tasked with getting things started here for the Foxes in the top half of the fourth inning. Boulder now with a 9-1 lead. Here on the run, I'm Alex Clark, your broadcaster for today's game is Nick Willems, now on the bump for his second inning of work. The first pitch on the way is a ground ball foul, goes right off of himself. Count goes to 0-1. Boulder had a massive third inning there as the ground out there from Alec Martinez. He was the ninth man to come to the dish. Broken bat, by the way, so hopefully everything's all right on that one. But 5 runs came across for Boulder in the inning as the next pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 0-2. But also book fully closed now on Cooper Corcoran is the next pitch fouled into the glove of Williams for strike 3. 3 straight strikeouts here for Nick Willems. Here as he struck out both Aiden Krause and Fontana looking, and then Mike Santos La Placa to get things started here in the inning.
Now batting number 10, the left fielder, Cole Barta.
So Cole Barta comes up here, walked his last time up. So now he gets to face off against Nick Willems for the first time today. The first pitch on the way from Willems is lined into right. That's going to drop in for a base hit right in front of Zane Zenicola. So that's a 1-out base hit for Cole Barta, and that'll flip the lineup card back up to the top here with Larry Haskins.
Now batting number 1, the shortstop, Larry Haskins.
So Larry Haskins comes up here for the Foxes. On the day is 0-for-1 with a hit by pitch and a run scored as well as a strikeout. Now 1 out here in the inning. A runner on at first. Willems' next pitch on the way is taken for a strike on the fastball. The count goes to 0-1. A Boulder with a 9-1 lead here in the fourth inning. Remember, a 9-inning game, not just a 7-inning game this time. We'll see how far we get into it, though, as the next pitch is lined into right field. That's also going to drop in for a base hit as Zenicola fields it and throws it back over to Chase Hildy. So 2 straight singles over into right here for the Foxes. And now they got runners on at first and second for the second baseman, Nuri Todd.
Now batting number 34, second baseman, Nuri Todd.
So Nuri Todd comes up. He has walked in both of his last trips to the plate. Here he walked back in the first and in the second. Top half of the fourth inning, Boulder leading at 9-1 as some of the shadows starting to go onto the field. Next pitch misses high. Count goes to 1-0. So we're getting later in the day. The temperature is getting a little bit cooler. Now a cool 80 degrees. Can't really say cool to that one being from Seattle. But the 1-0 pitch on the way. Tries the outside corner. Doesn't get it as the count goes to 2-0 now. But given the fact that when I was driving in, it was over 90 degrees, I will gladly take 80. Runner on at second base, Cole Bardo. Runner on at first is Larry Haskins. Next pitch on the way. Misses outside as the count now goes 3-0 here on Todd, who is well ahead of the count here and well on his way to getting his third walk on the game. Elms would like to try and avoid that, obviously. No one warming up in the Boulder bullpen. Williams right. Next pitch on the way is a ground ball hit over to Woolwine. First fields and throws over to second for one. The relay back to first, and nobody's there as that one will go off of the cage. Now coming in from third is going to be Cole Barda, and he will score. So on the play, that is an E6 on that. So first off, Nuri Todd is on via the error. Larry Haskins will score, but Larry Haskins is out at second base, but Barda is going to score an unearned run. So now they'll bring up Jimmy Wright, the first baseman.
Now batting number 25, the first baseman, Jimmy Wright.
So Jimmy Wright comes up. It is now 9-2 with Boulder ahead. It was a great play by Derek Woolwine there as he fielded and made a strong throw to second, but no one was covering the bag back at first. As the pitch now on the way is taken for a ball throw down to third base. Plenty of time, and he got what a throw by Williams, and that will end the inning. So one run does come across, but it is unearned off of 2 hits, 1 error, and one person left on. We head now to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Boulder leads at 9-2.
Isaac Sobieschek.
Sobieschek ready to lead things off here in the inning for Boulder as the first pitch taken for a strike on the 2-seam fastball. Count goes to 0-1. Sobieschek also led off the 3rd inning with a single, would later come around to score. 9-2 your score, bottom half of the 4th inning as the next pitch, a high pop-up going foul, making its way towards the car park. As that won't miss any cars, thankfully. As the count now 0-2 here on Sobieschek. Sobie out of Bradley University. You're 6'2", 205, Battle Park, Illinois. He's now ready here again. Ruby, the next pitch on the way, whisses way outside as the count goes to 1-2 on the fastball. 9-2. Your score. Boulder is off to a huge offensive start in this game. The next pitch on the way from Ruby misses outside. Count now 2-2. Again, now Ruby looking in, working from a bit of a modified windup. The next on the way is a line drive going left. Is it fair? It goes foul. It had the distance, just not the trajectory. So we'll try it again at 2-2. Sobies check, trying to chime in with a home run, seeing what Luke Blackman did earlier in the game. Or maybe just trying to make sure that these fans get some cheaper beers. Isaac Sobieschek is a man of the people. But 2-2 count here again on Sobi as Ruby looking in the 2-2. Is a deep drive into deep center field as there is Krause. He's there and he makes the catch a couple feet shy of the warning track. That was a dead center field. That's first out of the inning.
Now batting number 3 is the second baseman from Eagle, Idaho, Chase Hildy.
So now Chase Hildy, the Idaho kid, comes on up here with 1 out in the inning. Lefty v righty as the next pitch on the way is a drive, a ground ball to the shortstop there. Haskins throws over to first, and it's just in time to get the speeding Chase Hildy. And now there's 2 quick outs here in the inning for Boulder, and they'll bring up Derek Woolwine.
Now batting number 5, the first baseman from Boulder, Colorado, in Northeastern Community College, Derek Woolwine.
Derek Woolwine comes up 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored in this ball game. He also played some fine defense over at first as the next pitch on the way is taken for a strike as the count goes to 0-1. All right, here we go. The next pitch on the way misses for a ball as the count now goes to 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the fourth. Boulder leading at 9-2. Next pitch on the way. It's taken for a strike, and Woolwine knew that one. He was like, oh, man, why did I not swing at that one? But the count now 1-2 on Woolwine. Here 2 outs, bottom half of the fourth. Boulder, a strong lead in this one. The 1-2 on the way is fouled off to the left side as that one will find its way. That almost went into a trash can. Legitimately, that missed by maybe a foot about getting in just that little gap of a trash can. Couldn't quite see it, obviously, on the broadcast, but I could turn left and see it. 1-2 is still the count of Woolwine. Next pitch on the way is a high pop-up. And towards the shortstop position. Well, it's technically the second base position, but the shortstop called everyone off. And he's there to make the catch. So Boulder goes 1-2-3 here in the fourth. Heading to the fifth inning. Boulder has the lead 9-2.
Number 25, first baseman, Jimmy Wright.
Jimmy Wright leads things off here for Fort Collins in the Top half of the fifth inning, 9-2 your score. Here is Nick Willems now in his third inning of work. The next pitch taken for a strike on the fastball. Count goes to 0-1. Wright did appear in the top half of the fourth. Saw one pitcher with a ball, but a caught stealing attempt for Nuri Todd ended his at-bat prematurely as the next pitch is a ball gets away from there. It looked like it bounced off his foot there. The count now goes to 1-1 on a right. Again, we're also expected to see Carter Swan today, so we'll see when he comes out. I have seen him kind of throwing off to the side on the left. The next pitch on the way is fouled off behind home plate. Brings the count out at 1-2. 9-2 your score. Boulder, the bottom half of the fourth inning was the first time this game they had not scored a run in an inning. They went 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and 5 in the third. The 1-2 on the way. Hit right back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. As that one was hit hard. Jimmy Wright now on at first with his first base hit of the game. As that one's fielded by Castellanos and thrown back in.
Now batting number 9, the designated hitter, Phoenix West.
So now Phoenix West, the DH, who's 1 for 2 on the day. The single and an RBI back in the first. Got the first RBI of the game. Here he walked and got a stolen base back in the third. Now we get to try here in the fifth inning against Nick Willems. As he looks in, gets a sign from Williams, gets one he likes. A look over to first. Next pitch on the way. Misses high on the fastball. Count goes to 1-0. Right, getting a decent lead on at first base, but maybe not too much. He's leaning a little bit more towards first on that. As you're right, next pitch is a high pop-up down the third base line, finding its way towards the Boulder dugout, and it will bounce off the top of the Boulder dugout. Brings the count out of 1-1. There's a young fan here just below the press box here and talking and having a good time, getting everyone to laugh. If you're ever down in the area here, come down and watch a game. It is such a fun atmosphere down here. Very homegrown feel to it, and yet you're going to have a fun time. 1-1. Swung on and missed. Brings the count out of 1-2. No outs here in the inning. 9-2, the score. Boulder ahead. As Willems working from the set here. He normally does anyway, but we go the 1-2. Misses a little bit high as now the count mirrors once more 2-2. Cooling off here, still not as much of a breeze as there was earlier. So practically any wind at this moment. As the next pitch is a high pop-up over towards the second and short position as the shortstop Crow is there, and he'll make the catch for the first out here of the inning. And that'll bring up here the right fielder, Nick Bertucci.
Now batting number 32, right fielder, Nick Bertucci.
So Nick Bertucci comes up 1 for 1 on the day with a single, a walk, a stolen base. As Nick Willems on the bump here. The shadows creeping up a lot more. They're basically right now in between the batter and the pitcher, maybe making it a bit harder for the batters to see the pitches now. Next on the way. A curveball, a slider that is taken for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. It's so interesting watching Willems throw his breaking ball pitches. There is such a change in velocity between it. Like his fastball's coming in the low 90s. As next pitch is a high drive to left, and that one hooks foul. That one will find its way towards the bank. Brings the count out to 0-2. But his fastball, again, is in the low 90s. That breaking ball, I would be shocked if it's coming in the 70s anyway. But honestly, good speed differentials are something that is very good to be able to control. The 0-2 on the way. Take it for strike 3. Looking another strikeout here for Nick Willems. And that is the second out of the inning as now Aiden Krause comes up to the dish.
Now batting number 4, center fielder, Aiden Krause.
So Aiden Krause on the day 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts looking. Trying to avoid the same fate here, especially fate as the guy that batted just before him in Nick Bertucci, as the next pitch on the way is inside and almost got him, but doesn't quite there as the count now goes to 1-0. 9 to the score, top half of the 5th inning here from beautiful Scott Carpenter Park. Next pitch on the way. Ground ball foul to the left side. Now 1-1 levels out the count. But Willems so far has been very, very effective here. Gave up a run that was unearned back in the 4th here. But other than that, has really kept his pitch count also fairly low, too. Has not gotten into too many full counts. In fact, I don't think he's actually... No, he's gotten into one, it looks like. That was against Bertucci. His next pitch, a high pop-up going foul to the right side. As the kids are going to go chasing after it once more. The count now 1-2 here on Krause. 9-2 score, top half of the 5th. As Willems set. Now ready the 1-2. A breaking ball. It's a high pop-up into left field. Alec Martinez battling the sun. He's there, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out. So no runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. Heading to the bottom half of the inning, our score remains 9-2. Zane Zinicola ready to lead things off here for Boulder. New pitcher on the mound as Ian Armbruster gets ready to pitch. Here's the day is done for Luke Ruby. 2 innings pitched. Here are 3 hits, 2 runs. Both are no walks and a strikeout. This day is done for Luke Ruby as Zane Zinicola on the day, 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI single back in the 3rd. Here is now, we get ready here for Armbruster, the righty against the lefty, and Zinicola, the next pitch on the way, misses outside as the count goes to 1-0. Zane Zinicola out of the University of Northern Colorado here. couple of RBIs in this game. The next pitch misses high. Count goes to 2-0 now on Zane. An 8.3% walk rate here for Zunicola. 10 strikeouts to 4 walks. The next pitch on the way is lined into left center field as going for his center fielder Krause. He's there and he makes the catch for the first out here of the inning, as that's going to bring up Luke Blackman to the plate.
Now batting number 8, the designated hitter from Broomfield, Colorado, Luke Blackman.
So now Luke Blackman comes up on the day, 1 for 2, with a home run back in the second. With a fresh, cool, young Luke coming up here, 1 for 2 on the game. The home run, so run scored in the RBI. That's the first pitch taken for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Every single pitch that he has seen, every at bat, I should say today, first pitch has been a strike to him, which is very dangerous to a guy like Luke Blackman. Next pitch on the way is a fastball that misses just a little bit low. Count goes to 1-1. It's kind of funny. I was talking with Coach Barger here just a little before the game here. We're going over pronunciations. But I got to the pitcher here right now, number 11, Ian Armbruster, excuse me. And the first thing I thought of is, that's a great pitcher's name. The first thing goes is, I know, right? You know, with a name like that, you're destined to be a pitcher. The 1-1 misses outside as the count goes to 2-1. Remember, if you would like to, you can interact here with the stream here. Go ahead and leave a comment on YouTube. We can highlight comments that we could respond to them. With any comments, concerns, questions, hopes, dreams, all that fun stuff. Next pitch on the way is a strikeout here, as that is the first strikeout on the day for Ian Armbruster. And now Shane Crow comes up to the plate.
Now batting number 12, the shortstop, Shane Crow.
So Shane Crow comes up to the dish, 2 for 2 on the day, a couple of singles. So Shane Crow with a couple of singles, a run scored, an RBI, and a stolen base for him on the day as the next pitch on the way. Take it for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. And, you know, we got a trivia question for those listening in at home here. Which former Boulder Collegian won the Cy Young Award in 1990? Yeah, which former Boulder Collegian won the Cy Young Award in 1990 as the next pitch, a ground ball right in between Haskins and Santos LaPlaca for a 2-out single for Shane Crow. 3 hits on the day here for Shane. That's going to bring up Diego Castellanos to the dish.
Now batting number 4, the center fielder from Morgan Hill, California, and Live Oak High School, Diego Castellanos.
So Diego Castellanos comes up out of St. Mary's College, California on the day, 2 for 2. Single, a double, couple RBIs, a run scored, and a stolen base, as there's a balk there. So I don't think that was intentional in any way, shape, or form, but Shane Crow gets the advancement over to second base there off of the balk. But it looks like he just slipped on that one and didn't throw the ball, so it's a called ball. Mike Williams here saying, let's go Boulder, keep it rolling. And hey, that's what they're trying to do right now. Here, next pitch on the way, misses outside as the count now goes to 2-0 here on Castellanos. But thank you, Mike, for the comment on that. As now again, Armbruster with a runner on at second base, 2-0 the count to Castellanos. Not a batter that you want to fall behind against. It sounds like the lights are going to start trying to turn on pretty soon. 2-0. Way inside, that gets away here from the catcher Fontana. Advancing to third on it is now Shane Crow, who's now on via the wild pitch. On to third, I should say. But now the count is 3-0, and Castellanos might have the green light 3-0 if he gets it here. So if he gets pitched that he likes. With how strong he's been swinging, again, a OPS of 11-19. Next pitch on the way. Called strike on the top part of the zone, so maybe didn't have the green light on that one, but maybe just didn't like it either. It was a pitch that probably wasn't a gimme. It was on the top part of the zone on the fastball. But 3-1 the count. Now here as stepping off of the bump. Here is the pitcher as now the Coach Jake Barger comes out here, is trying to argue the count. Here says that it should be 2-1, but no, it's 3-1 here on Castellanos. Okay, they're saying it's 2-1 now. I had it as 3-1, but okay, counts 2-1 then. So we'll try to get that all figured out here in just a moment here, but 2-1 to count here on Diego Castellanos. As now looking in, ready here. It's Arm Brewster. Next pitch on the way. It's fouled off right behind home plate. Now the count levels at 2-2. Shane Crow, the man on at third. 9-2 your score with Boulder ahead here on the bottom half of the fifth inning. As Cooper here is asking, am I going to be announcing in Wichita? We're trying to figure that out still. Hopefully I'll be able to. I would absolutely love to be in Wichita calling these guys in the NBC World Series. Next pitch taken for strike three looking here, and that is the end of the inning. So no runs off of one hit, no errors, and one man left on as we head to the top half of the sixth inning. Boulder leads it 9-2. Now here, top half of the sixth inning, Boulder leading at 9-2. As C-Arm saying, way to go, Aaron Brewster. Yeah, he's pitching solid. Here he's got Boulder down with only going one hit.
The 15 catcher, J.J. Fontana.
But now J.J. Fontana getting ready here against Nick Willems in the top half of the sixth. 9-2 your score. Next pitch on the way is fouled off to the left side as the count now goes to 0-1. I want to thank everyone that's currently watching in on YouTube here. Again, make sure, like you've been seeing here, leave a comment here to interact with the stream. Comments, concerns, hopes, dreams, all that fun stuff. As Nick Willems ready, the next pitch on the way is fouled off to the left side as that one goes into the Collegians dugout. Brings the count now to 0-2. Willems here now. Again, he is coming in great relief here of Max Stanley. Here went the 2 innings he did. Now fourth inning of work for Willems. Next pitch inside gets him on the back. So a hit by pitch puts J.J. Fontana on at first. And I'm 99% sure we're going to see Walker Emmons come out and run for him as time is now called here. And yep, we are going to have the courtesy runner here in Walker Emmons say his name, and he appears, it looks like.
Walker Emmons, courtesy runner. Now batting number 12, the third baseman, Mike Santos LaPlaca.
So Mike Santos LaPlaca over 2 on the day. Couple strikeouts now up here for Fort Collins. Look over at first base here at the runner. Next pitch on the way is taken for a ball. Just missed that one on the fastball. Count goes to 1-0. But Willems right now, again, this is so far now his 19th inning of work if he gets through all of this. He'll have 19 innings pitched. Next pitch on the way, misses high for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Still doesn't seem like anyone's warming up in the Boulder bullpen. We saw Carter Swan, and we're told that Carter Swan was going to pitch today. It's now ready. Here we go. Next on the way. It's taken for a ball, throw down to first base, but nothing doing on the back pick there as Wolan able to get that one back in. Count goes to 3-0. As Carol Williams says, let's see if my boy can get the guy out at second. And hey, with the runner on at first like that, there's a chance that he's going to be taken off. Next pitch on the way is taken for a strike. As the count now goes to 3-1, Santos La Placa not able to get the bat off his shoulders. They're probably told not to. Rob Williams, an awesome catcher here. One of the team leaders in batting average. Next pitch on the way is going to say that one got him as well. So not even that it was ball 4, said that it got him there. As now Brett Williams going to go talk to Willems for just a moment here.
Remember, fans, if you get a foul ball, retrieve it to the snack bar and get a free snack. Please don't go onto the major roadway for a snack. Thank you.
So with the hit by pitch, let's go to put Walker Emmons on to second. And Santos La Placa on to first for the left fielder and Cole Barta.
Number 10, left fielder, Cole Barta.
So Barta up to top half of the 6th inning, 9-2 the score. The next pitch from Willems is taken for a strike on the fastball. Count goes to 0-1. Been interesting as well, going back to Max Stanley from earlier in the day. We were told that he was on a pitch count here, and he exited the day with 53 pitches, which is a little more than I was expecting for him, but good to see he went that far. As the next pitch on the way, a ground ball. This might be 2. It's Hildy, fields it, flip, and can't get the flip, as that is going to be nothing. That's an E4 there, as Cole Barta gets on via the E4. As on the play, Hildy looked like he had it scouted, but couldn't quite come up with it. So now with the bases loaded, that's going to bring up the shortstop in Larry Haskins.
Now batting number 1, the shortstop, Larry Haskins.
So Larry Haskins comes up on the day. He's 1 for 2 with a single, a hit by pitch, as well as a strikeout with a run scored. As the first pitch, a called strike. Count goes to 0-1 now on Haskins. Won the count as Willems from the stretch. Next pitch on the way. Tries outside. Doesn't get it as the count goes to 1-1. Tries the off speed there. 92 your score before Collins threatening here in the top half of the 6th inning. Bases loaded with nobody out. That's Willems. Again, all right, looks like Carter Swan is warming up in the bullpen. As now we have a drive into the center field. Running back for it is Castellanos, and he's there and makes the catch. The runner from third will tag up as all the other runners have to retreat back, but that is a sacrifice fly here into deep center field. As that one, I think Castellanos had a little trouble tracking, but it's an RBI, and now it's a 9-3 ball game.
Now batting number 34, the second baseman, Nuri Todd.
So Nuri Todd comes up to the plate here in the inning. 9-3 now the score as Walker Emmons scores on the play. Santos La Placa and Cole Barta will stay at their original base paths, but there's one out now in the inning. As the next pitch taken for a strike, count goes to 0-1. Nuri Todd on the day is 0 for 1, 2 walks, and reaching via an error. An E6 there by Crow. As the next on the way, it's taken for a strike. Count goes to 0-2. So now again, Willems definitely getting to the end of his day here. Misses the next pitch for ball 1, 1-2 the count. One out in the inning after the sacrifice fly. 9-3 is your score. Top half of the 6th. Long look at second base by Willems. Now we have another ground ball. They'll play opportunity. Hildy fields it, throws it over to Crow for 1. The relay to first in time for the double play, and that will end the inning. Hildy gets a little bit of redemption on that one as the inning is over, but 1 run comes in after just no hits, mind you, no hits. 1 error, and 1 man left on. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Boulder leads at 9-3. Bottom half of the 6th inning now as Boulder leads at 9-3 as Brett Williams ready to lead things off here for your Collegians. His first pitch on the way from Arm Brewster's taken for a strike as the count goes to 0-1. Williams on the day, yet to get a base hit, has a walk in the first, a ground out, and a strikeout. Next pitch on the way. Way inside, and that gets him, and he's hurting a bit after that one. As that one, the fastball high and tight, as he'll take the painful trot over to first. And now that'll bring up here Alec Martinez, the left fielder.
Now batting number 9, the left fielder from Brighton, Colorado, Alec Martinez.
So the Metro State University products and Alec Martinez coming up here, two-way player for this team, a known pitcher and outfielder. Has also played a good bit of first base. I was talking with him as we have a quick pickoff over to first. When Derek Woolwine went down, he went in immediately to go play first, and I was talking with him about it, and he goes, yeah, I'm actually a natural first baseman. I'm like, good to know. He played good first base overall defensively as the next pitch will foul off to the left side. Brings the count now to 0-1. And yeah, that was a nasty hit by pitch there, Cooper. And looks like he's okay, but we have TJ Newman running for him here. Is now right. Next pitch inside, and that gets Martinez too. Actually, no, Newman is not running. Martinez is on at second, but second straight hit by pitch here as that's going to bring a coaches meeting here. We don't know if this will be it here for the pitcher, Arm Brewster, but second straight hit by pitch here as Martinez now is on at first and Brett Williams on at second as Berger going to go out and talk to his pitcher. At this time, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors for today's game in Alpine Bank, the Boulder, Hazel's Beverage World, as well as WK Real Estate and Stretch Zone. All proud sponsors of your Boulder Collegians. And Mike Williams, yeah, ouch. That one did not look good.
Now batting number 19, third baseman from Vale Park, Illinois, attended Bradley University, Isaac Sobieski.
So Isaac Sobieski comes up is 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a run scored back in the third. He faces off here against Arm Brewster, who's now hit the last 2 batters in a row. Now look, the next pitch on the inside, and that almost got him. High ties. Both runners will advance on the wild pitch as Williams now on at third and Martinez on at second. Count goes to 1-1. and 0. So now 1-0 here on Isaac Sobieschek. Both runners advanced on the wild pitch there. So now Boulder with 2 runners on in scoring position here. Infield playing in, trying to protect the runs. The next pitch on the way is a high drive to left, but that one hooks foul. He got a lot of that one and tracking that one. That one is just barely short of the road. Yes, the count goes to 1-1. But that one traveled a long, long way. He hit that ball about as hard as you could hit it. Just wrong direction. Maybe with that one, maybe some of the fielders might want to back up just a little bit. His next pitch on the way is swung on and missed on the high fastball. Count goes to 1-2 now as Sobieschek. Runner on at second, Alec Martinez. Brett Williams on at third, running for himself here. Potentially maybe TJ Newman getting a pitching opportunity. We'll see. The 1-2. The check swing goes foul. Keeps count right where it's at 1-2. We haven't had an answer. Okay, sounds good. So, yep. So now again, 1-2 the count. Next pitch on the way is lined to the left. That's a base hit. Scoring easily for third is Williams, rounding third and heading for home. Now is Martinez the throw to the plate, and there's no throw to the plate. It says over to second, as not in time as Sobieschek stretches that out into a double here, and now Boulder leads it 11-3. A 2 RBI double there for Isaac Sobieschek. Actually, it's a single that's an advance to second on the throw, and now Chase Hildy comes up to the dish.
Now batting number 3, the second baseman from Eagle, Idaho, also attending St. Mary's College in California, Chase Hildy.
Now Chase Hildy, the Idaho kid, comes up here with a runner on at second. 11-3, your now score. You're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The first pitch on the way to Hildy, swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-1. And highlighting a comment here, I'm going to give it just a little more time, but what is the answer to the 1990 Cy Young Award winner who played for Boulder? I have it right in front of me, but I'll give you guys until the 7th inning to give me an answer. See if anyone can win. So I can win the trivia, no prize, but just for bragging rights. As the next pitch, take it for a strike. Count goes 0-2. If you want a prize for being good at the trivia, then come on down to the ballpark, get the trivia right, you can get a treat. 0-2 the count here as Armbruster on the bump. 11-3 the score as he calls for time here, and it's granted. If you have an idea who the 1990 Cy Young Award winner, former collegian, next pitch, take it for a ball. Count goes to 1-2. Have an idea who that is? Go ahead and leave a comment here. First person to put the answer in is correct and gets bragging rights. So 1-2 the count here on Hildy. Next pitch, ground ball up the middle as the second baseman goes off of his glove. It's Todd, throws over to first, and it's not in time. That one is an E4. That's a hard E4 to eat, though, as Hildy forces that one with his speed.
Now batting number 5, the first baseman from Boulder, Derek Woolwine.
So now Derek Woolwine comes up here with runners on at the corners. It's still nobody out here on the bottom half of the 6th inning. Speedy Chase Hildy on at first, and Isaac Sobieschek on at third. A quick pick off to first, but no call. But you got nothing doing there, says Larry May. Woolwine has had a good day so far. A single and run scored back in the third as well as playing good defense. Next pitch taken for a ball. Hildy, that one's called a strike, actually. Late call there by Shane Veravetta. And on the play as well, a stolen base there for Chase Hildy as he gets on to second, trying to see if they would bait Sobieschek to score from third as the 0-1 pitch on the way. Misses outside, 1-1 now the count. But now runners on at second and third here for Boulder as the lights are now fully on here The sun now behind some clouds, starting to really set. The 1-1 on the way is fouled off to the left side as that one lands just about, I'd say about 10 feet or so from Coach Wake on the left side. Keeps the count out to 1-2. But 11-3 your score is Boulder. A massive lead here in this game. It does look like Carter Swan was warming up here for a bit. We'll see if he comes in next. His next pitch misses high for ball 2. 2-2 now the count here on Woolwine. Woolwine out of Northeast Community College. Take a look at the stat sheet. It doesn't look as impressive as some of the other players, but there's a few things that he has really done, and honestly, he has been such a spark plug for the team. The 2-2 pitch now on the way. A deep drive to right. Did it go? You bet it did. Goodbye, baseball. 3-run home run for Derek Woolwine as he now makes it 14-3 here for Boulder, as that was an absolute missile to right.
Thanks to Derek Woolwine, $2 beers for the next 5 minutes. $2 beers for the next 5 minutes. Thank you to Derek Woolwine.
5 runs already in for Boulder here in the bottom half of the 6th inning as Woolwine chimes in with the home run.
Number 11, the right fielder from Castle Rock, Zane Nicola.
After I was just talking about that, the stat sheet made it look impressive. It's a lot better than what it looks, but that one's definitely going to help the stat sheet with that 3-run home run to right, as now Zane Nicola, who's 1 for 3 on the day, comes up to the plate. First pitch on the way to the lefty. Zenicola is taken for a strike as the count goes to 0-1. Double Z has a couple of RBIs, drove in 2 runs off of his single back in the 3rd. Next pitch on the way. Fouls it off, brings the count out to 0-2. Struck out once so far today and 11 times on the season. It looks like there's now also some action going on in the Fox's bullpen. Good information on that when we get it. 0-2 the count, nobody out. Next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3, so Zenicola goes down on 3 pitches, as now that'll bring up Luke Blackman.
Now batting number 8, the designated hitter from Broomfield, Luke Blackman.
So now the fresh, young Luke Blackman coming up here, 1 for 3. First pitch taken inside for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. First time today that the first pitch to Blackman was not a strike. Now we're ready to go here once more. The 1-0 pitch on the way. It's a little weak liner as the first baseman in right is there, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning, as now that'll bring up Shane Crow, the shortstop.
Now batting number 12, shortstop from Fort Collins, Shane Crow.
As Shane Crow comes up, a comment here from Mike going, Luke, as Luke Blackman has been a great player for the team this year. Now ready, next pitch on the way to Shane Crow. It's taken for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Shane Crow, give him his credit here on this point. He is 3 for 3 with 3 singles on the day. 1 run scored and an RBI. The 1-0 pitch on the way is taken for a strike. Mirrors the count now at 1-1. Trying to see a number down the Fox's bullpen line, but can't quite get it. So we'll get it for you. What we do as Swan has resumed warming up in the Boulder bullpen. Next pitch is fouled into the glove of the catcher Fontana. Count now 1-2 here on Crow. With 2 outs here in the inning, Boulder leads at 14-3 here in the 6th. Next pitch on the way. Ground ball right back in the middle, goes off of the heel of the pitcher. The second baseman gets it, throws over to first, and it's in time for the out. Oh, my word. What was that? Called that one a 1-4-3 ground out. And probably one of the most acrobatic plays you're going to see here in a while. But a bunch of runs, 5 runs in for Boulder off of just 2 hits, no error, and 1 error, and nobody left on as we head to the top half of the 7th. Boulder leads at 14-3.
Number 25, the first baseman, Jimmy Wright.
So Jimmy Wright getting to lead things off here in the top half of the seventh inning. 14-3 is your score here, and we get to see now the Boulder Collegians debut of Carter Swan. So day is done now for Nick Willems. Here as he goes 4 innings, giving up 3 hits. The first pitch on the way from Swan is taken inside for a ball, it looks to be. His account goes to 1-0. I was talking with Swan earlier, and he was saying he's basically just going to be throwing only fastballs, because he's still trying to get his arm going. The next on the way, a fastball misses high. Count goes to 2-0. But day is up for Willems. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned with 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. It's now Swan ready here. The 2-0 pitch on the way. It's fouled off right behind home plate. It brings the count now to 2-1. And for the answer to our trivia question here, where the 1990 Cy Young Award winner who played for Boulder, that was Bob Welch. Bob Welch was the answer to that trivia. And we have another trivia coming for you here in just a moment here, but 2-1 the count here on right. Next pitch on the way, misses outside as the count now goes to 2-2. Trivia here for you guys on the stream. What former Boulder Collegian was selected Rookie of the Year in 1978? Yeah, what former Boulder Collegian was selected Rookie of the Year in 1978? As the next pitch misses high for ball 4 here. So a 3-1 walk here to Jimmy Wright gets things started here in the 7th for the Foxes. Now that'll bring up the DH in Phoenix West.
How about in number 9, designated hitter, Phoenix West.
So Phoenix West, 1 for 3 with an RBI single back in the first. He faces off against Carter Swan as the next pitch on the way. Tries the outside corner and gets the call. The count goes to 0-1. Carter Swan out of Metro State University, or 6'2" righty. 190 pounds here, making his debut today as the next pitch, a fastball taken for a strike as the count goes 0-2. As he definitely has his fans here in Boulder. But he's been so excited to make his debut. I got to talk with him a little bit here, and he was just giddy with excitement as the next pitch is set as a pickoff over to first, but nothing doing. So now once more here against Swan. The next pitch misses high as the count now goes to 1-2. But like you told us earlier, he's just going to be throwing fastballs today. We also have, looks like some other reliever getting warm in the bullpen for Boulder. So now Swan gets ready. The next pitch on the way. Tries outside and gets it for strike 3. Look at the first Boulder Collegiate strikeout here for Carter Swan. As now there's 1 out here in the 7th inning.
Now batting 32, right fielder, Nick Bertucci.
So Nick Bertucci comes up here with 1 out in the 7th. As the sun has set, honestly, this makes a beautiful skyline here at Scott Carpenter Park. As Swan ready now, ball put back in play. Runner at first, Jimmy Wright, the first baseman. Next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed off the high fastballs. That one brings the count to 0-1, and that had some velocity on it. And Kara Williams says, "You're a great announcer. I appreciate it." Well, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in as the next pitch misses for a ball. Actually, that was fouled off. Excuse me. Foul ball is what I meant to say on that one. Sure, great announcer I am. The count goes to 0-2. The Swan now ahead of Bertucci. Has a little bit better of a grasp of the strike zone, seems now. The 0-2. Swung on and missed strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts for Carter Swan as he nails in that fastball for the second out. And now that'll bring up the center fielder, Aiden Krause.
Now batting number 4, center fielder, Aiden Krause.
So Aiden Krause on the day, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, both looking, as well as a flyout over to Alec Martinez out and left. Swan ready, the first pitch, misses, fouls off to the right side. The reason why I'm getting a little bit distracted here, and I apologize on that, is that every time, if you watch the stream here, every time that Carter Swan pitches, he throws so hard his hat just falls right off. As the next pitch on the way is a ball gets away from the catcher Williams and advances second on the play is Jimmy Wright. So a passed ball there for Williams as the count now goes to 1-1. But Swan maybe needs to get a new hat. Or just shows how strong he is that his throw just the hat cannot contain it. So now ready 1-1 the count. Swan ready the next pitch. He's taken for a strike on the inside fastball. Count now 1-2. And one strike away from striking out the side here in the top half of the seventh. Remember, a 9-inning game, not a 7th-inning game. I don't know if there are mercy rules for this one. The 1-2, ground ball at the middle. And he fields it easily. Throws to first in time for the out, and that will end the inning. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and one man left on as we head to the bottom half of the seventh inning stretch time here in Boulder. And that is going to be game. It looks like due to mercy rule. I was just talking about the mercy. And that is going to be the mercy rule here as they win in a final score of 14-3. We'll be back in just a little bit with the happy totals here from Boulder. All right, final score here as Boulder wins it in mercy here, 14-3. Maybe really fully exercising the demons that they had after their loss to Fort Collins earlier this year. Puts together an offensive showcase led by home runs here from Derek Woolwine as well as Luke Blackman here. A beautiful game here for Boulder. Pitching-wise, Max Stanley, Nick Villams, and Carter Swan all put together solid outings with the offense really coming through here for the team. We're going to have some interviews here in just a moment here. You are watching Boulder Collegians baseball here on YouTube. All right, we now have interviews here with highlight players of the Boulder Collegians, and starting us off here, the debut here of Carter Swan here, and I got to verify something with you. We just talked about it a moment ago. 332 is a very special number.
Yeah.
Why is that a special number here? Well, please go ahead and tell the audience.
That was the last time I pitched an actual game, so I mean it's been a while, but just battled back from injury, and this is my first outing back.
First day back, almost a year since your last time, and you're throwing fastballs at 90, 92 miles an hour. Talk to me a little bit of what was it like standing back on the mound again after all that time?
Man, it was just the adrenaline rush was crazy. Like, I mean, I knew my velo was gonna be down, but I mean, it wasn't that far down. But I mean, just the adrenaline just took over. I didn't feel anything really. It was just nice.
It was nice to feel. Also, when you throw about as hard as you humanly can. It looks to be. And one thing on that, has your head just always kind of fallen off whenever you pitch, or?
Yeah, it's just when I kind of rotate, turn, twist around, and it always flies off.
Fair enough. I mean, hey, if you're getting pitches like that, you had a little trouble with the first batter there, Jimmy Wright, but after that, strikeout, and then probably one of the most nonchalant pitcher ground balls I've ever seen on that. So after that first batter, tell me how the nerves kind of settled down.
Adrenaline definitely went down. I mean, like you said, it's been a while since I've actually pitched in a game, so I was like, okay, I've seen one batter. I'm kind of back into it. Just gotta find my groove. And once I found it, it was just focus into the zone, pretty much.
So right now you're only throwing fastballs here, obviously due to recovery and all that fun stuff here. You gonna try and mix in any other breaking balls next time in, or are you gonna keep it just fastball this season?
I think next time probably a few sliders will probably be mixed in there, depending on the fastballs being hit.
I mean, with you throwing 90, 92 and then having a slider coming in at, 80, something like that, that's going to – no hitter will even have a chance at that point. Thank you so much for coming in, Carter. Congratulations on your debut.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was Carter Swan, and now I'm joined here by the first baseman extraordinaire here in Derek Woolwine. Derek, how you doing, my man?
Doing good, just hanging out.
Big win on this one here. You had strong defense, strong offense here. You were battling a bit of a sickness earlier, and now you're coming back. How you feeling first?
Feeling like a little iffy.
Yeah, I
So
can
my
tell
voice
already.
is kind of going.
Yeah, I can already
It's
hear
been
it.
a long day. Just,
I feel it.
just trying to keep everything going in the field, do whatever. Nice, simple day as always.
You had some really good defensive plays at first base today, and to be fair, that's nothing new. You have done that basically all season here. Tell me about your approach at first base and how it changes from game to game, or if it changes at all.
Basically, my main approach is just make sure one out always. Every time you kind of throw it to second base, just make sure it's there. Just make sure it's a good throw. Don't try to get back to the bag. Just get the first out always. Never try to do too much. It's kind of where it all starts. Usually it's always just try to take care of the pitcher too. Slow the game down if you can. Talk to the pitcher a little bit, keep him calm. Always make the routine play first. That's always kind of it right there.
You make a hard play look routine at that point. You had a number of line drive ground balls over to your side. But things. One play I want to talk about a little bit here is there was a play that ended up being an E6 here. You fielded it, had a perfect throw to second here. Was that your job to cover back first? Was that the pitcher's job, or was that just a bit of miscommunication? Or could have been either.
It was just kind of a bit of miscommunication.
Yeah.
It was one of those that was kind of hit hard enough to where Willems thought I was going to get back. But like I told Willems, I was like, I always just make sure the first out. Like I just threw it, follow my throw. I'm not planning on getting back. It's a ball that I think if Hunter's there, he pump fakes to first and throws to third. But it was just new shortstop.
Yeah.
Just kind of threw it. Willems didn't get there in time. It's kind of unfortunate, but
It happens, yeah.
yeah.
One thing I do want to talk to you a little bit is working with Brett Williams here as well. There was a back pick over to first, and this is just fascinating to me. I don't care if it's fascinating to anybody else at this point. How much do you work with Williams on back picks? All this kind of stuff?
Oh, we don't really work on it. I tell him to throw it whenever he wants. I'll be ready. Just throw it whenever.
People here have seen Williams here and knows that he will throw whenever he is given a human chance to.
Oh yeah, he likes to.
I mean, it seems to be a common theme with the catchers here on the team. One last thing I want to ask you about. Your offense has really picked up as of late, and I'm not going to ignore the big 3-run home run you hit on that. What were you seeing on that one? That one was absolutely launched. Talk to me a little bit about it.
Yeah, that was funny. I was actually just trying to hit something on the ground. I was trying to put something through the right side on the ground. And I guess I just kind of got under and backspin.
Fair enough.
slide and it stayed up. So I was like, all right.
You were talking to me earlier about how you're working on backspin in the ball. So you know what?
Yeah.
I think this is the definition of. There's a meme out there that says "task failed successfully."
Yeah,
You definitely task failed.
that was
successfully.
yes.
All right, thank you so much, Derek. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
you
having
coming
me.
in, man.
Thank you.
But that was Derek Woolwine and Carter Swan here. Once again, a final score from today's ball games. Here we have a win for Boulder. Here, a final score 14-3. An absolutely great game. One thing I do want to make a quick note of, though, here, the trivia question that we didn't have time to actually get an answer for. Here, what for Boulder Collegian was selected Rookie of the Year in 1978? That was Bob Horner. Here, but again, final from these games. Again, this was an offensive showcase for the team, but the pitching really held its own, led, of course, by the debuts of Max Stanley, Carter Swan, as well as Nick Willems, putting in 4 innings of long relief work today. Next games are tomorrow against Denver Mile High, being at CSU Pueblo there. So make sure you tune in for those games here. I have the times right here. Those games are at 4 and at 6. We'll be going live at about 3:55. But I want to say a quick thank you to all of our sponsors here. I will play the video here along with it too. Say our sponsors in Alpine Bank, the Boulder, Hazel's Beverage World, and WK Real Estate, as well as Stretch Zone. Thank you so much to all of our amazing supporters here. And if you want to help the team get to Wichita for the NBC World Series, and it was actually asked in the comments here if I'm going to be going. If you want to help me get to Wichita as well, here, make sure you go to bouldercollegians.com where you can donate or you can buy merch. I recommend buying the merch. They've got some really great stuff in there. I'm wearing the Boulder Collegians hat, the same that they wear on the field, and then the Boulder Collegians athletic tees as well, another fun item that I like to use here. Very, very comfortable, works quite well. But from all of us here at Scott Carpenter Park, once again, final score 14-3 over the Fort Collins Foxes. I'm Alex Clark. I've been your broadcaster today. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe, and I hope to see you all real soon. Thank you all.